This one's a sticky one. This one's an interesting one. Kick back, like, subscribe, leave your comments. It's important that you guys comment what you guys are thinking. I'm not gonna know what you guys are thinking. All right, let's get into it.
Another high car payment, highest one of the month. Is it worth it? Brand new Chevrolet Traverse, the RS, the sport model, leather, loaded, luxury, but not for less. Here we go. This month, which is last month, which was September, had a lot of high car payments. Seemed like people are spending a little bit of money. But tell me if it's worth it. Earlier in the month, I had some people come in looking for a Chevy Traverse. Now, a Traverse has 3 rows. The husband was with the wife and one child. I asked them, do you need 3 rows? Would you like to look at an Equinox, or is this what you're looking for? Because the vehicle they had was a little GMC Terrain. They said, no, we need 3 rows. I said, oh, okay, I understand. Putting a lot of people in. The lady said, well, my husband and I, my daughter, and my dog. All right, what kind of dog? They said a Labrador. Big dog. He's going to have his own seat. Okay, whatever. They love the dog. I love dogs. Anyway,
This guy is gonna take a long time to tell the story, but let's keep listening. Let's be patient.
so they drive one that looked exactly like this. They drive it. They like it. They actually, kind of weird, they actually wanted to sit in the 3rd row. So the mother and the daughter sat in the 3rd row. The husband was driving. I'm sitting in the 2nd row because they started out in the 1st row. It was like a volleyball thing. Everyone, whatever. Anyway, rotate. Checking out all the seats. Okay, we get back. The vehicle's not the issue. The trade-in's not the issue. The trade-in was basically not worth. It was $1,000. It was okay. So now we have to figure out the numbers. I can bore you and tell you the test drive was nice and they said they liked the car. I mean, everything they wanted in the vehicle, 3 rows. The only one that wasn't there was the dog. They said they didn't know if they could bring the dog. You could have brought the dog. Anyway. So, oh, by the way, they even closed the 3rd rows to see if they can put some kind of caging in there for the dog. So, okay, they're all about the dog. It's a beautiful thing. 3 rows. The dog could have fit in an Equinox just as easy. But okay, moving right along. We do the credit application. The credit wasn't really that great, but it's okay. It's good enough to get approved. So their comfortability of payment, from what they told me, was around $700 a month. I already know by math, this is like a $58,000, $59,000 vehicle plus tax. It's going to be tough. It's going to be impossible. But I'll just go with the motion. That's what they want. So when I came back with the numbers, it was like this. I said nothing. I was absolutely quiet. I was waiting for them to tell me that's too much of a payment. We'd like to look at something else. They said, could we have a minute? Sure. Now, being Italian, I said, all you got to do is scream when you want me. Just say, Mike! I walked away. About 5 minutes later, the guy said, Mike! I came back. I sat down. They said, could you get the payment any less than this? I said, I'm going to talk to my boss and see what we can do. I went back to my boss.
This is
About 10 minutes.
this is bad.
He's trying to figure out some numbers here. He goes, Mike, it's pretty much it. All right. Like another $8 or something in payment a month. The rate was high because they had an open car loan on another car. And it is what it is. Everyone has debt. Welcome to America. I come back. I say, basically, you're right here. This is the payment. A moment of silence again. The lady says, you do have cheaper versions of this car. Yeah. The husband reiterated and said, no, that's the one we want. Okay. But they were friendly. But he wanted this truck. I think he wanted it more than her. Now, I heard her tell him, she goes, our mortgage is like $600 more than this. He goes, we can make it. She goes, okay, you want to get it, get it.
Usually, it's actually the other way around. Usually, it's the females that are a little bit more emotional about the material. This guy's tripping, tweaking, put himself with the dude. No judgment. Let's keep going.
This is the payment.
$64,300. They only put $1,000 down. That's not a bad interest rate, but still high. Damn. And a 6 year term. Yeah, 1235. So if 1235 is their car payment, and she said it's $600 more than less. It's they said our mortgage is $600 more than that. So that means that their mortgage is look is 1,800. That is a nice mortgage, yo. That is nice, right? $1,200, y'all, for a car that's gonna lose value as soon as they get out the lot, and then lose more value within the first year or 2 years of owning it. This is debt slavery, and the guy wants it.
Okay. They went in the finance office. They signed, pulled the truck up, cleaned it up, full tank of gas.
I have a headache.
They were happy. They were on their way. I got a call maybe 30 minutes later. It was the wife. She said, Mike, thank you. We had a very good experience. Payment's kind of high, but we just wanted to thank you. I said, no, not a problem. They asked me, I said, got a question. If we want to refinance this vehicle, can we do it? I said, yeah, but you just can't do it with us. I said, okay. So we left it at that. I'm thinking that's the end of the story. About 2 weeks later, I got to be honest, kind of cool. Lady called me up and said, we're just going to pay the whole thing off. What do we do? I said, well, you're going to get your first payment in about 45 days. Just contact the bank and pay it off. She goes, yeah, payment's too high. Better we just pay it off with a home equity loan. I totally understand. So they had a high payment, but they're paying it off. So in about 10 more days from today, they're just going to pay it in full. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. That's a high payment, but they found a way to make it work. They're going to pay it off. Bye from Mike.
Everybody has debt. Welcome to America. A lot of things going on in this video, man. Number one, let's acknowledge this guy took too long. It's a 6 minute. This guy took too long to tell us all that. That's my first problem I have with Mike over here, right? Go check him out on TikTok. I'm gonna leave his account down below. But yo, this is crazy. 1235. We're not gonna count insurance. We're not gonna count maintenance, right? We're just gonna go sign up for it. And this is actually the real reality right now that's happening. 1 out of 5 buyers, new car buyers, are signing up for these type of loans. 20% of people are signing up for these loans. If you want a new car, that's the loan you're gonna have to be okay with. This is not pre-pandemic where cars were like $600 for a new car. It's not. This is a new economy. This is a new system of governance. You want to shoot yourself in the leg, you go do that. They had a nice mortgage at $1,800. I'm thinking they bought that house a long time ago. Nice interest rate. They knew they couldn't afford it. The lady knew, the guy didn't. And usually it's the female that wants the high payment. It's the females that want you know the shiny object. It's very irresponsible, honestly. And to do it all for a dog, like an Equinox could have fit. A freaking Ford Edge could have worked. Like, I don't understand what the obsession to pay that much money just for the dog to be that comfortable. Like, why does the dog have that much? And then what made it worse was he took out a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, to pay a depreciating asset. And not even an asset, a depreciating liability, y'all, on a car that's not even that reliable. Now we understand why the government, the corporations, the bankers, they're just sitting back, sipping whatever they sipping and laughing at people, yo. And then people will say, right, there is no financial education in the school system. I promise you, if there was a financial education class in school, none of you guys would be interested in it because we have a desires that are big as mountains. There's just no patience. We it's just I'm just so confused, bro. Like now you have a separate payment. You paid off a car, but now you took equity from your house that was actual equity, actual asset. When you sold it, you could have made profit from it. Now you can't. Now that's a separate loan now. I think people just want to be debt slaves. I think people just want to be shackled and in their own despair and their own misery. I think this was a decision, especially with a child. They Wow. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Are you as frustrated as I am? And I'm not, and I don't even know them. I got a second hand headache, secondhand frustration. Let me know if you got that too. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one.